are two different things. There's a passion, clearly, for sports, which in many years has been built from different angles, from the angle of enjoying sports entertainment, and from the angle of actually using sports as a tool of empowerment. Um, I think natural passion started from when I was a boy, but the passion to now use it for humanity, to use it as a tool for entertainment and enjoyment, actually grew after Otumagina Daniel made me special advisor for youth and sports, from where I became the commissioner for youth and sports. Now, the business side of it, which was what you witnessed when you walked in this morning, me looking at the Rotterdam Marathon and studying some of the things that are going on out there that one can also bring to improve all the road races we do in Nigeria, actually emanated from um, from the learnings and the takings um, as an administrator in Ogun State, where we hosted the National Sports Festival through the private sector contribution that led to a profitable event, and that just ignited something in me that this also can be a huge business.
You've also been somebody who, after leaving office, you've been able to do your own thing, run your own business, and I mean, you're doing so well. Which is not which runs against the norm in this part of um, the world where when you leave office, I mean, you can't just find your feet and all of that. How did you do it in such a way that there wasn't any vacuum and you just um, went straight into your own business?
So everything one does in life, one must give praises to God for positioning. However, um, I've been in business before I got the appointment. Um, Running after money and making money in a constructive manner was something that I was brought up with. My mother was a very successful businesswoman. My father was an engineer on share, but learning the way my mother used to multiply naira into multiple naira was something that I grew up with. I, of all my siblings, I was the only one that didn't go to boarding school. So I was always with my mom, seeing how she ran the various businesses she ran, and she did. And she had a hand in many different businesses, from cement distribution to Nigerian brewery distribution to Adire that people are shouting today. My mother used to carry thousands of Adire. I mean, thousands from Abeokuta to Port Harcourt, Odisha, and to the UK. And from when she now delved into food um, exportation, um, I was right there because I'd located to England for Grandpa Pastor to study. And every time she brought in food from Nigeria to the UK, I was one who cleared the food. I was one who distributed to the various markets. And I was one who put together the pounds to know where the profits were. And from there, my eyes were set on doing business. So going into government, again, I met a capacity builder in Otumagina Daniel, who would at every time tell those of us, especially the younger ones, listen, it is important that whilst you're in government, you start thinking of your second address. It is important that whilst you're in government, you build your capacity and build your network so that when you leave government, there will not be a vacuum. You'll be able to survive without thinking of the perks of the office, which would have disappeared. So yes, um, my capacity was built um, in a very brilliant way through that effort. And because of that, immediately we left office, the first thing I did was to go back to school to do a postgraduate degree in sports management at the Nelson Mandela Metropolitan University in South Africa for 1 year. And that actually opened my eyes to the growing phenomenon called road running, marathon. I wrote a few papers on road running. I wrote a few papers on marketing and sports procurement and sports event execution, project management A to Z, sporting events, and that just ignited the business aspect of sports in me, which has led to where we are today.
Okay. Let's talk about a bit about your background. I know you from Abeokuta. Tell us a bit about where you were born and where you grew up.
I was actually born in Delta State,
Yeah.
in Ugiri. Like I said, my dad was in Shell Petroleum Development, and I cut my teeth right there in Delta State. From Ugiri to Warri, I grew up in Warri, where I met people like Amaju Pini, the other president. We were together in the same school, Ossi College, Warri.
Who's the correct?
Ossi College,
Ossi College.
Ossi College, HUSSEY College. It's one of the best colleges in that part of the world. And from there, my mother, due to her business, relocated to Abeokuta so that she found a new opening in some of the things she was doing and left Warri and relocated back to Abeokuta. And you know the way our mothers were in those days. It's not today. I don't see that value system anymore. Um, my mother decided that, look, listen, um, I told my dad that, listen, you have to understand that my two sons are with you must come back and meet Abeokuta for them to get the proper motherly care. That was how I was brought back to Abeokuta. I was already in, but we were promoted without promotion exams under the Ambrosali government. And my mother was disgusted um, with that. My father too was disgusted. That how can children just get promoted twice from 3 to from 4, no promotion exam, from 4 to from 5, no promotion exam. And that simply meant we did not meet up with the curriculum of those 2 years. And my parents, being the disciplinarians that they are, decided that myself and my brother must be withdrawn to classes. So from 5, my mother brought me back to Abeokuta and took me to Baptist Road High School and put me in Baptist Road High School to start from 3. I was irritated, I was disgusted, I was angry. But guess what? It was the biggest blessing in life that God could have given to me,
Why?
to my parents. Huh?
Why? That aspect.
Because I was really young. I was about 13, 14 when I was already 5. I had learned nothing about the streets. I had learned nothing about the way of life. And when my mother now withdrew me back to Abeokuta, to Baptist High School, 2 things were achieved. The first one was the fact that I was able to learn the streets. The second one was the fact that I was able to learn my mother tongue, Yoruba, which I couldn't speak a word of prior to coming to Abeokuta. And when you look at the um, trajectory of my life today, you understand that everything I do has to do with Abeokuta on ground. Um, I'm an Egba boy, blue born, right and left, both parents, and a lot have been achieved in life through the value system one has been able to pick up in Egba land.
From the
Baptist West High School. So after secondary school, I went to State University and to State University to study English. The State University, met one or two. Um, what I discovered as the only mistake of my life. Um, got involved in student activities, did one or two things, and the school rusticated me for a couple of years, a few years. I couldn't wait for those years. So I went to State University where I studied English. And from there, traveled to England where I studied more. And started family life and took it off from there. It was after the introduction of politics in 1999, I came back. So I've been offered a lot of tutoring titles for the last 15 years, but I've always been reluctant.
why?
Growing up, I had always said I wanted to be a mister. You know, growing up, I saw my dad collect chieftaincy titles after his retirement, and I always wondered why. My father never told me one of the reasons he accepted those chieftaincy titles until 2014. We were having a cup of coffee, and he said and, to me that, Bukola, you know, I have a four chieftaincy titles. Let me tell you why I accepted each one of them. And he brought out the letters written to him by those kings that gave him the title. And in all of those letters, it was his recognition for his work as a successful engineer with Shell. All four letters. And those were the only ones he accepted. And so it occurred to me that I will only accept chieftaincy titles that will point to the work I do for humanity, that will point to the business I do successfully, so that I know at the back of my mind that apart from the naira common that one is making, one is also recognized by society, especially one's immediate society. So when the late Agura gave me John Money title that was last held by Chivenko Abiola, I liked that. I liked the fact that uh, I was taking a title left by one of the biggest Yoruba heroes of all time. So I accepted that based on that. But when the Alaki of Igba decided to uh, bless my wife and I with these titles of OC and Shujoba, and I read the letter, and it said, towards your contribution to youth development, or towards your historical contribution to youth development, and your huge contribution to sport development, which you have turned to a successful business. I knew that moment that I wanted that title. You have given me so many awards. You have never once asked me to pay for them. And that is why you see that your awards are always meaningful to me. When you go to my office upstairs, you see your awards boldly displayed. Ditto some of the awards I've collected, like the one I collected recently from Guilds of Editors of Sports, Tony Ubani and Co. I enjoyed that because it was based on my contribution to sport development in Nigeria. You can never find me accept any award where I've been asked to come and pay for this, pay for that. I may send my staff or my wife to go and collect it, but I will not go because for me, awards of this nature must be well deserved. They must be given with the intention of with the intention at the back of the giver that they are giving these awards to someone that deserves it due to the dint of hard work, not because of the person's money in society. So that was why excitedly accepted the the title from the Alaki of Igbaland, the paramount ruler of Igbaland. And I'm so looking forward to it. June 24th, by God's grace. Um, we'll turn up in Abeokuta and it will be lit.
Let's talk about Bukola Olopade. Many people don't, or some people don't seem to understand you in terms of what you stand for, what I mean, some people feel you're blonde and all of that. How do you see yourself?
I like Bukola Olopade. I love Bukola Olopade. I love the fact that Bukola Olopade can be controversial. I love the fact that uh, Bukola Olopade is not a conformist. Um, but I like the fact that in all of the controversies, in all of his arguments, in all of his bluntness, you will never find a lie in it. I stand by the truth always. I stand by saying it the way it is. Because in the final analysis, Bawi Aoku, Bawi Aoku, does that go down well with even people who care about me, who love me all the time? But my wife will always say, you know, diplomacy is also a way of life. And I'll say to my wife, I can be very diplomatic. I'm surviving in the private sector. I'm doing a business that has to do with a lot with sponsorship. I'm doing a business that has to do with meeting with the public. Do you think if I do not carry diplomacy, I will survive or succeed in that industry? But where I have to be, um, where I'm faced with a situation where I must be truthful, I cannot shy away from. A typical example was the question you asked on the political situation in Ogun State. Most politicians will not come out as bluntly as I have, pitching their tent and even putting the governor on his toe to say that, Your Excellency, think well, please do the right thing. For me, the first 11, Ogun East is Otwagbena Daniel, Ogun West is Senator Adeola Yayi. For me, whether the governor now sees me as someone that can talk reasonably and advise reasonably is up to him. But I trust the wisdom and knowledge of the governor. This is a very brilliant man. He has shown through the politics he's played, he has shown through his execution of project that he's a wise man. But wisdom can never be too much. And you can also gain from listening to other people. Most politicians would not have done that. But I've done it.
But you cope with them.
And you're going to publish it. So, and a lot of people will come, what has Bukola done? But I've said it.
But you cope with some of your political associates who see you as coming to being too blunt, coming out, saying things that, like you said, they won't be able to say and all that. How do you balance it out with them?
The question is, where are they today? And where am I today? Chief Ibishonke, my father, who was a top politician, that's my mother's elder brother, used to say, Bugbe Datoba Re, no man sorry. You cannot surround yourself with lies and expect um, truth to emanate in your final results.
Yeah.
What is what is the what has become of politicians who are fond of telling lies? What have become of people, not just politicians, who are not truthful to themselves, who like to just play to the gallery? I do not see a lot of them growing up in life. And I know a lot of them who are falling along the way. So I have nothing to say to them. For me, accept me for who I am. I will tolerate you for who you are. But I cannot change who I am. Who I am is the sort of person I will say it the way it is at all times.
So, how far with your marathon um, company and the activity that you do every year? What stage is the business at?
We're growing tremendously. It's a very good business. I'm happy so many other people
Yeah,
are beginning to
join.
join the business and look at marathons and road races everywhere in the country. For us, we pride ourselves with what we've been able to do with our road races, especially the Access Bank Lagos City Marathon, which has grown from not having a label to the elite class A label that we are on now. You heard the governor of Lagos State, my very good Egba, Governor Babajide Sanwo-Olu, talk about how he is desirous of having that race become a platinum race. So strategies are being put in place. Work is on the table right now by a lot of very talented young people to see how we can get the Access Bank Lagos City Marathon to a platinum race. We must also thank those who put their money where their mouth is in sports sponsorship. Um, Access Bank, for example, have made road races a thing to enjoy in Nigeria. Uh, but to answer your question, yes, it's a business that is growing tremendously, not only for Mila Sports Management Company, it's growing for Pamodzi, it's growing for Brussels, it's growing for so many other companies that have come into the foray to say they want to be part of this growing phenomenon. So, and I'm just grateful to God that we can feed thousands of people through this initiative, and we can also feed our families and send our children to school from this initiative.